look in the mirror. Man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. I guarantee it. Now, what I'm going to be talking to you, ladies and gentlemen, about is about the very unrealistic and crazy expectations or standards that today's modern day women, black women in particular, have, and how these standards are keeping them by themselves, how this standard is molding this whole environment of single women, why their standards are running men off. And if you see yourself in these clips, ladies, I want you to understand that you're the problem. I know you don't want to hear that, but you are the problem if you have these type of standards. Okay, everything that you have on your list of what you think a man should be, he should be making so much money, he should have no children, he should be this and he should be that. What I'm going to tell you, ladies, is for you to first become every item that is on your list first. Why? Because I want you to see just how challenging or impossible it is to meet your own high standards. Try to become everything on your list first. And if you got children and you can't put on your list that he can't have children. You can't say he can't have children. If you got them, you got to take them off your list, for example. So let's go ahead and play these clips out of Fair Use. This is an educational video teaching you about stupid ass standards. I'm educating you about stupidity. Let's go ahead and play this. You let me know what you think about this in the comments, ladies and gentlemen.
So first thing you want to do is block everybody that's broke. Everybody who can't provide for you, don't do anything for you, immediately block. Don't even entertain those type of dudes. It's a waste of time. When I was a teen and I would tell my mom, I want a boyfriend, and she'd be like, you want a boyfriend? If I put you at the house right now, can he buy a house for you? No. Can he buy a car for you? No. You would be out on the street running after love. So
You see what I'm saying? I've said many times that today's modern day black woman has been failed by their own mothers. These women, not only are they teaching hypergamy, but they are teaching how to be a gold digger. They are teaching women to look past good character and good values that a man may have, as long as he's able to provide. The problem is this right here. They put a price tag on how much they believe a man should be able to provide. Not every man make the same amount of money, and not every man is going to make over 6 figures a year. But there are good, decent men who are blue-collar workers and those who are not even blue-collar workers who may even work at McDonald's. Like over here, if you are a manager or something like that, or a supervisor of a Popeyes or a McDonald's, they make good money, believe it or not. They are making good money in supervisory positions, believe it or not. They don't own the franchise, but they make a decent living, a decent wage at some places. But that's not good enough for you. Why don't you just say, it's not about the money as much as it is the lifestyle that you want to have. Because you can have money, but don't have enough money to provide a certain lifestyle. Women want the lifestyle to where they can make their girlfriends jealous of them. Women are always in constant competition with other women. They want to live in comfort. They want to have nice things like Gucci and Versace and Chanel. But what matters most to them are not those things. What matters most to most of the modern day black women is that their peers, that their friends see them with that. They care more about the opinions of other people than they do their own husband or their own children or even about themselves sometimes. Because their opinion of self is rooted in the opinions of everyone else.
No. You would be out on the street running after love. So at a very, very early age, I learned not to deal with men that do absolutely nothing for me. You can marry a broke guy that loves you, and you can marry a rich guy that loves you. So why not pick the guy that's rich? Also, you want to block the time wasters. The guys who, what you doing every 5 minutes, block. He should have dates planned. He should have things scheduled. He should be able to surprise you, pick you up.
That's another thing that I can't stand. I think many of you have heard about this or seen this on social media. Women are so petty now that they don't want a man to ask them, what you doing? Now, I get what they're saying to an extent, but if a person doesn't ask you what you are up to, what are you doing today, how in the hell can he make plans with you? When a person asks you what you're doing, it's an opportunity also to express yourself. Maybe he's checking up on you to see if you're okay mentally. Maybe he knows about something that you've gone through. Or maybe there's something that you was going through and he asks you what you're doing. Look at Look at how petty women have become, that they want to control every little thing. They want to control how you greet them. They want to control how you greet them. They want to control how you talk to them. They don't want you to even say what you're doing. They don't even want to smile at you. They don't want you to say, how are you doing today? Because you're flirting with me. You can't get none of this. This is how petty and controlling that the modern day black women have become. This is childish. That is childish. If I see it all the time, for a woman to say, I can't date no man that always say WYD when he texts me. He got to say this and say that. Meanwhile, she texts you back using Ebonics. She don't even use the proper grammar when she texts you back. When she talks to you, it's in broken English, but she gets upset at you for saying WYD when you text her or for saying what you're doing. It doesn't make any damn sense to me.
Take you to nice restaurants. You also want to block that guy that does not pull out your chair when you're at the restaurant. Or if you guys are walking downtown or somewhere where there's a street and he does not move you from the outside to the inside, that way if a car comes, it hits him and not you.
No, he don't need to get killed behind some vagina. Let me tell you something, man. Chivalry is dead and women killed it. All right. Back in the days, in the 50s and 60s, whatever, men may open the door for you. They may pull out a chair for you. But there was a different type of woman back then, a different type of mindset, a different type of woman who didn't mind being more feminine than they are today. Most women today are masculine. Most women today are rude. Most women today have these unrealistic expectations and they are self-entitled. So you do not deserve that type of treatment when you are already an asshole. When you already say, he got to buy this. He can't say what you're doing to me. Why? Why would someone want to do these things for you? You're grown enough to pull out your own damn chair now. And there was a video that was going viral, and I covered it as well, where a woman said after she sat down with a steak, she demanded and expected that her date cut her steak up for her to chew on, to eat. Do you see how ridiculous the modern day black woman has become? She comes to a restaurant and she said on a different video, you got to pull out my chair. If he don't do that, F him. And if I order a steak, you got to cut it up for me to chew on so I can eat. You are a grown ass woman. Ain't you so independent? Ain't you so independent? So why do you have all these stupid ass expectations? This is what's keeping you single. And this was going to keep you single. This is what's going to make you a forever girlfriend or a forever side chick. No one can be around people like you.
Block. You want a gentleman. You want a guy that actually cares about women. If he has not asked you what you wanted for Christmas yet, block. If he does not bring you flowers on that date, block. If he has too many women running after him, block.
You hear this, gentlemen? You got to ask her what she wants for Christmas. And every time you show up at a date, you got to put on some Stacey Adams and go out and buy some damn flowers and a bouquet and bring it to her on a date. Because she deserves this, because she knows her worth, because she's the queen and shit. Man, this is bullshit. Y'all know them. They want you gentlemen to jump through hoops, climb mountains, swim through shark-infested waters just to get their validation. They want you to prove to them that you are worthy. We don't prove that. Men are over women. Women are beneath men. I know a lot of you don't like that. I didn't make it. Now, some of you don't believe in God. That's your business. But I'm going to tell you what it says in the scripture. It's God, man, woman, children. Women came from the body of a man. And children come from the woman and the man. But at the center of all that, the common denominator is the man. There is a hierarchy in the earth that God put here, right? Men made a civilization. Women are beneath men. Woman, you are beneath me. It doesn't mean that I'm a crap on you. It doesn't mean I'm going to abuse you. It doesn't mean that I want to disrespect you. It doesn't mean, no, I'm going to treat you right, but I'm going to treat you right according to the position that you have been assigned. You get me? You have a nomenclature. You have a designation. You are not supposed a designation. You're not supposed to be in a man's shoes. You are beneath me. You are created for me. Women are supposed to be helpers for the man. So guess what, lady? The men are the prize, not you. You are the helpers. You are the one put here on this planet to help assist a man when it comes to him carrying out his plans. That's it. You're not here to run a man. You are not the prize. The prize of what? You are not the prize. You don't see other women of you do not see other women of other ethnic groups running around here talking about I am the prize. You see that mostly in the black community. What's a prize without a winner? It takes a winner to accept the prize. And if you are a prize and there are no winners want to accept the prize, that means that prize has no value whatsoever to the winner. You can't give that prize away. They don't want it. Do you understand that? There's a lot of free shit you can get out in this world that you don't even want. People can give you something free all the time. Somebody be outside right now and want to pass out a pamphlet to you or a flyer to you. It's free, but you don't want it. So when you say that you are the prize, do you think that you have value because you are a prize? A lot of men don't want you.
If he is not willing to humble himself and be submissive and care about your feelings, block.
She said, if a man is not willing to humble himself and be submissive to a woman, block him.
Block. If he is not willing to humble himself and be submissive and care about your feelings, block. When I was single, I was blockiana. If they text with too many ebonics, block. I'm not having a baby with you. The ratchets, they will never put one of these on your hand. Time wasters. They are the type of men that are going to make you a baby mama. Block. Also, I noticed that I'm not like most women. I fall in love with a guy by the more he does for me. A lot of women will fall in love with a guy because, oh, he looks cute, or he has a nice car, or, you know, he has a bunch of women running after him. And I'm not like that. All of the things that turn other women on turns me completely off.
It's a contradiction what she just said, because everything she's been talking about is about what a man can do for her. Okay? Don't let this woman fool you. Now she's making comparisons between her and another woman. She might not want, let me say it like this, the other woman that she's comparing herself to, the other woman may not want as much as this woman who is speaking wants. It doesn't mean that they're not the same. They both want something. Not once has she talked about a man's character. Not once has she talked about the man got to have a good value system. He got to be a good guy. He got to be loving and affectionate. And most importantly, she doesn't say this man got to be a leader, because women don't want to be led. Women want to be followed. Women don't want, because leadership positions mean that you have to reprimand those who are underneath you. So if a man comes into your life just like a job, I treat my life like a business. If a woman comes into my life and she's effing up, I'm a correct her. Whatever that F up may be. Women like this don't want to be corrected. Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't want none of that. So they don't want to be led. They just want the provisions. And if you got a woman who only wants provisions, she is only a user. And she's going to be very domineering in that relationship. She has to be, to get accessibility to everything that you have worked so hard for, gentlemen.
If you're not willing to cherish the ground I walk on and treat me like I know I deserve to be treated, I don't want you. If you don't treat me like Queen of Elizabeth, block. Block, block, block. That's just how you have to be. You get more men who care about you and who can take care of you and provide for you, the more you love yourself. It's all about self-love.
That is self-delusion. That is not self-love. Remember now, she wants you to treat her like the Queen of England. All right? What does she have? Not once did she tell you what she has to bring to the table. And as we already know, the table is just a figurative speech saying, like, what can you add to our relationship? All I heard in that whole conversation is a woman who wants you to provide and give me. She hasn't said anything about how she can add to peace, add to love, anything. It was all about her. That was a very selfish woman, an extremely selfish woman. I'm going to play another clip up here for you. I'm going to show you one woman who said, be as difficult as you possibly can be. Shit. Let's get it.
As a matter of fact, while we're here, I need you to start being as unreasonable and unattainable as you can possibly fathom, and that you are comfortable.
Did you hear that? This is what black women are telling other black women. Be as unreasonable and unattainable. No, unattainable. I'm messing the word up. Well, anyway, I'm sorry. You know what I meant. Difficult. Be as difficult as you possibly can. I'm going to come back and say that word later. I got to think about why I couldn't say it right.
As you can possibly fathom, and that you are comfortable with. As you can possibly fathom, and that you are comfortable with. You need to start putting yourself on a pedestal that is so high. Only people that are capable of reaching that high have access to you. You cannot grow, develop, improve, upgrade, none of the above if you are staying at the same level you've always been at.
Unattainable. There it is. I told you I said it. But yeah, this woman says she gonna put herself so high up that regular people can't get to her unless they're already on that level. See, this is the problem with the way you think, ladies. It takes time for a person to mature enough. Men are more mature than women. We mature faster than women anyway. But here's the thing. It takes time for a man to develop into that type of person. A man got to work with his hands and put in the work and the efforts to become that type of man that you're speaking of. So for you to put yourself on a pedestal that high, you already knocked out almost 98% of the men out there who's coming up. Because only a very small amount of men who meets that standard that you are creating. And plus, you are not the type of woman that should be on that pedestal. A type of woman that's like that should have more than what you got. You are basic. You don't have hardly anything in your damn self. The fact a woman who is on that level that you're talking about is not wasting her time making TikTok videos, man. You think you see Beyonce doing that? You see Rihanna doing that? Or let's forget the entertainers because they do all kind of wild shit. Let's talk about Michelle Obama. Let's talk about lawyers and doctors and people who are millionaires who are not celebrities. Are they making TikToks and shit talking about this? No. Low-class women make these type of TikToks. Low-class women who have difficulty getting a man make these type of TikToks. Women like this who make below $50,000 a year, $40,000 a year make these type of TikToks. Okay? Let's not be confused. Rich people, the type of women that's on those type of pedestals that you're talking about, those women are not wasting their precious time making TikTok videos saying how they must make themselves unavailable for men. Do you understand what I'm saying? Very understand. Put another thing on there for you right quick, ladies and gentlemen. So these are very unreasonable expectations, as I've often said.
Social media done fucked the black woman views up on black men. Baby, let me tell you something. A 6 feet tall, dread head, or a man with waves in his head with all his teeth making $100,000 or better with no kids. Baby, that's like 1 out of every 20,000 black men. So essentially, y'all looking for the same goddamn man.
This is why they're getting pregnant so much, because they're sleeping with the same men. They sleeping with that small percentage of Pookie Ray Rays and Nook Nooks. Okay? They want a different type of man, but they sleeping with the same men. That's why most women have more children than men do. There's more single, childless men out here that's living middle class than there are women out there, because they all sleep with the same men, the same type of men.
But you don't want to share them. Well, I work at Wendy's. I'm the manager. I make $35,000 a year. Bitch, make sure my fries hot when you pass about the window.
That's crazy. It'd be the ones who don't have nothing, who wants a brother who has something. Have you noticed that? If you notice, it is some women like that, but the majority of women who got their own stuff together, they're not talking so much about what a man needs to have because they have their own. Women like that be begging. They're just a begging ass woman.
3%, less than 14% of the entire American male population is over 6 foot. Less than 14%, and that's all the married men and the men in prison, all of them girls. So you're sitting around here like, oh, he's gotta be 6 foot, and he's gotta look like this, and he's gotta make 6 figures or 7 figures. When you start at just height alone, do you hear the percentage that I just gave you on just height? Just height. And if you add in what he look like looking like Idris and making money like this and that, honey, look, you looking for the come up for real, because I don't know where he's at. I was matchmaking, I would be like, man, I would go find these incredible men, and they would be like, oh, I would never date him. I'm like, I just went and on a freaking pilot of that ex-Falcons player. Are you serious? But he don't look, it's like he's gotta be perfect. But you're not perfect. You got issues, unresolved issues, and you got a temper, and you're bossy, and you're controlling, and men don't even like to be around you long term. You run everybody away. You think you're so much the ish that you're bougie, vain, and stuck up, and men don't like it. And you wonder why you can't.
Everything she said was true. I just want to be quiet and let her say her piece right there. If you don't know, that used to be a matchmaker. She stopped matchmaking women to men because of the women. It wasn't the men. She gave up because the women was too hard to deal with. The black women. She was catering towards black women. I forget that woman's name. I think it's Rebecca Lynn Pope. I think it's her name. But she gave up because black women are so difficult. It get to the point where women can't even deal with women. Black women that have sense cannot deal with you women. They see that you are hopeless, that you are a lost cause because of your standards. You live in a world of make-believe and fiction. One more clip and we get on out of here.
Okay, real quick. Am I no means shaming the bus driver or shaming bus drivers by saying this? I'm a teacher, right? So let's stop telling black women to lower their standards. Let's stop that right now. If that
Okay, let me say this. I'm not telling you to lower your standards. I'm telling you to change your standards. Do a complete 180. Why am I saying this? Because if you tell one of these long-headed mustard-back heifers to lower their standards, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have one mustard-back heifer who says, my man has to make at least $1 million a year to be with me. And I come along and say, lower your standard. This is what the mustard-back heifer is going to do. She said, okay, I'm going to lower it from $1 million a year to $500,000 a year. She lowered it. You ask her to do it again, say, okay, I'm going to go from $500,000 a year that he must make to be with me to $250,000 a year. If you're not making $250,000 a year, he can't be with me. This is why I say, don't lower shit. Change your standards. Stop making all these little fixing it up and shit. Now, you change your standards. Because even when you find these women and they lower their standards, they are still unreasonable. They are still crazy and they are still insane. Take that shit you had, bottle it up, crumble it up now, and throw that shit in the trash, and then go ahead and have a new list, because you love lists, but make it where it's a reasonable list.
That's not who she wants to date. That's not her standard. She don't got to date a bus driver. Knowing who that woman is, knowing the caliber of woman she is, and I'm not saying because you're a bus driver, you're a woman, you're a man or a woman of a lower caliber. If she don't want to date the bus driver, she don't got to date the bus driver. Stop telling, especially black women, to lower their standards. Stop. We are not, our generation of women are not desperate to be with a man just to say we have a man. Period.
And that's the problem, ladies. That's the problem. You need to become desperate to have a man. When you look at the economy, how everything is rising in price, milk, chips, rent, mortgage, car notes, interest rates, you need a man to help you. Because a lot of you are not good at budgeting your money at all anyway. Okay, let's just be honest. And then you got children from previous relationships. Oh, you need a man. You need to go get the man who got you pregnant. That's what you really need to do. But he probably was trash and he wasn't good for you. He wasn't good for you before you got knocked up, but you chose to be with him anyway. But yes, you need to get desperate for a man. See, this women of other ethnic groups, they are desperate for men. They are desperate, not because they want to be slaves. They're not trying to get ran over by men. They're desperate because they understand that there's a crisis right now, that financial crisis in the economy, and they know they need a man for survival. See, you women are operating from I'm gonna do a video about this. Y'all operating from survival of self. These other women are operating from a position of survival for family. They know they need a man to help with the family, to have a family with. You just go out there and have babies and shit, and now you're mad at the world, and you trying to use people because now you don't have enough money to make ends meet, so now you're in survival mode. So anyway, let me know what you think about this video. I'll talk to y'all soon. Now you're here.